Welcome back here to the well-appointed Knockadderry grounds for the Elm Court Daybreak Ballyneety Limerick Senior Football Final, featuring holders St. Dalby's, and the challengers today are Monaghan. Of course, it's a repeat of last year's final, in which St. Dalby's won it at the very death, and it is the fourth year in a row that Monaghan are appearing in the final. I'm delighted to be joined here on commentary this afternoon by none other than Limerick Jewel Star, Newcastle West Camogie player, Fiona Castlemahon ladies footballer, Rebecca DeLee. You're very welcome, Rebecca.
Hi Matt, thanks a million for that introduction anyway.
First of all, Rebecca, you're sitting out this year, unfortunately for everybody. Tell us, how's the health?
Great now, not too bad. It's coming to the end of the seasons anyway for most of the teams. So Castlemahon and the Camogie, we obviously were playing last week. So I kind of said once I had put down them few days, especially the county final, I was like, it'll be grand, at least I'll be playing with them this time next year. So that's the only thing that got me through, but I'm happy now to be involved with things like this. It's nice to be sitting on the other side of the fence, I suppose, and I suppose looking at what way teams are playing. Yeah,
I was watching you almost from close quarters last Sunday, and whilst you weren't physically involved in the game, you certainly were emotionally involved.
Yeah, I suppose it's tougher nearly when you're on the sideline, because there's nothing you can do for the team. I think that's the hardest part. Yeah. Whereas like when you're on the pitch, at least you can try and give your best and best going forward and for that 60 minutes. Whereas I suppose on the line you can only tell players and try to encourage them and give them the support. But look, we've only a few months left to be back in that position again, so we're looking forward to it.
In a quirky sort of a way, Rebecca, the fact that there was no games, did that make the recovery a bit easier?
I suppose it did, but then when you're looking at the club, I suppose fixtures for this year, it was great to see the girls and be at the club the whole time, you know, and I think everyone was given that feeling around the country, really, you know. It was so nice to be back at your club, being there for the full, I suppose, season and training every night with them, really, and I suppose that's what I kind of missed. But I was there. I suppose I was with James Kelly, and James Kelly had me involved as ensign, as you could see him there on the line last Sunday. But so yeah, it didn't make it. It made it easier, but I suppose still at the same time it was tough to go through that last Sunday. But I'm not the only one that's been through it.
There's a constant debate going on year in, year out about dual players and how dual players should be facilitated or could be facilitated. You're an advocate that something must be done, I think, rather than should be done.
No, definitely, and it was even tough there. Like just the last few days, girls had to play 3 matches in the week, and in Tipperary it's no different. They had the 2 games in the one weekend. So look, something must be done. Yeah, absolutely.
Right, we turn to today's game, and we will now let you have the 2 teams. First of all, the defending champions, St. Dalby's, who are warming up down here to our right, and their team is unchanged as from the programme, and it means in goal Brianna Donnelly. There's a full back line of Sarah Ryan, Joanne Maguire, Emma Donnelly. Half back line of Rebecca Barry, Niamh Ryan and Kate Ryan. Centre field is Caroline Hickey and Aideen McNamara. There's a half-forward line of Emer Ryan, who will captain the team, Sinead McNamara and Maeve McNamara. And there's a full-forward line of Paula Donnelly, Ingrid Laffin and Katie Heelan. Defending champions, Rebecca, look to have a very strong outfit. No Mairead Kavanagh, who you would know, who was a co-conspirator with you in Croke Park in demolishing Louth, or no Laura Nash. Still a very strong St. Dalby's team.
Oh yeah, still a very strong St. Dalby's team. They've really kept the spine there of like Joanne Maguire. She's usually plays out around the middle of the field anytime I've come up against her, but she's there at full back, and no doubt there'll be no one going past her, as I will know. So and Niamh Ryan at centre back, very strong, and like again, Katie Heelan's on corner forward. I doubt she will stay in the corner. But like you said, Mairead Kavanagh is a massive loss, but they seem to be powering on anyway.
I don't think if you had irons and Katie Heelan, you'd keep her in the corner. She just moves around, and you know she's really a forager and a real worker. Now we turn to the Monaghan team, and it shows one change in personnel and two positional switches. The change in personnel, unfortunately for Monaghan, Karen O'Leary, who picked up a nasty injury in last Sunday's Camogie final, is ruled out, and she is going to be replaced by Ellie Wolfe, who will come in on the half-back line, releasing Deborah Murphy to play at midfield in Karen O'Leary's place. And the Monaghan team is, in goal is Aoife Corbett, 2 Roisin Brown, full-back is Yvonne Lee, and left full-back is Laura Walsh. There's now a half-back line of Ellie Wolfe, Laurie O'Connor and Rachel Carmody. Centre field is Grace Lee and Debbie Murphy. There's a half-forward line of Liz Carmody, Bridget Cahill, Ella Whelan. A full-forward line of Amy Curtin, Katrina Davis, who will captain the team, and Aisling Corbett. A very strong Mona Lean team, came very close last year. I suppose had a point to prove when, after losing the county final, they won the league final.
Yeah, look, I suppose after losing last year's county final and watching it, I think in a way they kind of threw it away with them frees that they were shooting from long distance, whereas if they'd passed a short, you just never know what might happen. So I think going into today, they'll be trying to prove a point, but I think Karen missing in that midfield area, I don't, like you said earlier on, you can't really replace Karen. But look, Ellie Wolfe's coming in there, young, fit player. Deborah's gone to midfield. And look, I think they will, I think, put up the St. Ailbe's, but like they did against Ballylanders, which was a shock, I think, to most people, because Ballylanders were firing on all cylinders this year. So, but I think it'll be an interesting enough clash.
Looking at the Monaghan panel, Rebecca, there are as many as 16 on that who were on the Newcastle West team that lost the county final. Will that disappointment feed in? Is it the fact that it's a different code? It may not. But
yeah, no, I think it's different, because I think in a way they can go out and say, well, now we have another chance to try win another county final. And look, what an achievement it is to be playing in 2 county finals, one week after the other. Like, so you have to give credit to girls. They played 3 matches there in the space of 7 days, and now they're going on to play a county final. So credits where credit's due. But no, I don't really think that has any effect on the players. I think that's already gone out of the heads now.
As a player, would you welcome the opportunity, and such a quick opportunity, an immediate opportunity to pick it up and maybe right the wrongs of last week?
Well, Matt, I'd take any opportunity now to be back on the pitch, I tell you. But no, I definitely think like it's a different code. It's a different management team. It's different. Like, I know there's 10 of them playing, but there is still other girls that aren't. So I think the vibe will be a lot different. The Camogie's gone now. Look, there's nothing you can do about it, and they're going to go out there, I'd say, now and just play like the Monaghan team do. Yeah,
I think our referee for today is Mike Flannery of Ahan. He's doing, I think, the last bit of bookwork before we're about to get underway. Monaghan have already taken up their positions, and I am just looking around. Does it look as if Bridget Cahill may be lining up at midfield, that there may be a few positional switches?
And Deborah's gone to centre forward then.
He's gone to centre forward, exactly. We're just St. Ailbe's have now just broken up from their huddle, and they're taking up their positions, and it looks as if they're taking up their positions as they have been named on the programme. It is, I think they are as selected, but there is that change, that positional switch, which sees Bridget Cahill in at centre field, and she's going to be partnering Grace Lee at centre field with Debbie Murphy gone into the half forward line. Mike Flannery doing the very last check to ensure that everything is right, checking his watch.
And I think if we can see here, well, me and you, Matt, can see, I don't think there's any positions in the St. Ailbe's team forwards anyway.
No. And meanwhile, the game is on, and Grace Lee is first to send Monaghan into the attack towards Katrina Davis, who can't hold on to it. And back there is Rebecca Barry to pick it up for St. Dalby's who come forward now through Sinead McNamara, assisted of midfielder Aideen, puts it right up here into the left hand corner where it is Paula Donnelly. Paula Donnelly, toe to hand, lays it off towards Katie Heelan. Katie Heelan, oh, it's blocked down there by Laura Walsh, and the referee isn't quite satisfied. He's saying touching the ball on the ground, and it's an immediate free for St. Dalby's with less than a minute gone, 45 seconds gone in the game, and it's a chance for St. Dalby's to get an early lead. They go short, and it's said. Sinead McNamara lays it off, and at the moment it is Aideen McNamara to her Caroline Hickey, and Caroline Hickey, I thought Caroline Hickey was actually fouled there. Bright start by St. Dalby's, Rebecca.
It is, yeah. You can see their forwards are constantly moving. There's no one in positions up there. You see Katie Heelan kicked a free over there, and she was over receiving at the other side of the field. Yeah. So they're moving well. Yeah, but we expected that from Katie Heelan. Meanwhile, it's Mona Gay that are in possession through Grace Lee, and the ball now presently is with Debbie Murphy, who's soling down along the left wing, soling down at pace. Very little options in front of her, but she lays it off. Oh, and it's intercepted there. I think it's Neve Ryan got the interception there, and it is St. Dalby's now who are coming in the counter attack, and the ball at the moment is with to Sinead McNamara, centre forward, moving nicely, laying it off to Maeve McNamara, and the ball breaks, and it goes to Katie Heelan. Katie Heelan shoots, and Katie is off target. You'd nearly back Katie in those situations, Rebecca? You would, yeah, but it's great for Katie to be getting into the game so early. If she usually has a tendency to stay out of it, but she's getting really involved, which is kind of a dangerous trait for Mona Gay backs, with her pace up there. Yeah. But St. Dalby's are moving the ball well. You can see they're giving quick ball into their forwards the whole time. They're not trying to carry it into them. Yeah. But that was a scoring chance. Oh, it was, in Katie Heelan territory, definitely. Meanwhile, it's Debbie Murphy now is racing right through the middle, and this is the second searing run from the dual star, and she lays it off, and the ball now is with Katrina Davis, the captain, swings it out here to the right towards Ella Whelan. Katrina Davis is having a shot. The ball is dropping. The goalkeeper went to come for it. It's Bridget Cahill that gets it, and it goes off the goalkeeper, and it's gone out for a 45. Goal chance for a minute? It was a goal chance. I think the keeper didn't know whether to come or not, but again, I think they're the kind of shots that Mona Gay were taking last year in the county final, and they weren't working off and nearly paid off there. But I think Mona Gay needs to be a bit more patient on the ball and play it around, even though I know it nearly did come off. But they're the kind of shots that lost them the game last year in the county final. I think you're right, they rushed it there actually. The decision making may not have been exactly what you'd expect. Now Debbie Murphy takes it shot soccer style straight into the hands of a very, very grateful Emma Ryan of St. Dalby's, who put St. Dalby's right into the attack here, and it's Paula Donnelly who is fouled. Mike Flannery spotted the foul there from a distance, and it's a free now to St. Dalby's, possibly in a scoring position, Rebecca. Yeah, I think it could be just slightly outside of her range, but I'd say she's going to go for it anyway. She'll have a pot. Yeah, no, she won't. She's opted to go short. She lays it off to Paula Donnelly. Paula Donnelly back to Emma Ryan. Emma Ryan in. It's Katie Heelan in there in the thick of the thing again, and intercepting beautifully for and coming away with it is Grace Lee from Mona Gay. Toe to hand over on the far side of the field, lays it off to her full back, who's Yvonne Lee, and Yvonne Lee sends it right down into the corner. Oh, a very, very good interception there by Joanne Maguire, because Katrina Davis was certainly prowling there. Meanwhile, here at the other end, it's Sinead McNamara going forward. It's end-to-end stuff here. And now we have Rebecca Barry. Rebecca Barry's shot it's picked up by Emma Ryan. Emma Ryan back to Caroline Hickey. Caroline Hickey, they're happy to play it around. Neve Ryan to Katie Heelan. Katie Heelan up into Ingrid Laffin. Ingrid Laffin. There is no way through the Mona Gay defence, but they have conceded a free, and it's a free in. It's a scoring opportunity. Yeah, it is, or else it's a throw up, I think. Or is it a throw up? Matt?
It is actually. It is. Sorry, it is a throw up actually.
I think
Roughly.
the call and putting Joanne back in full back line is really, because Katrina Davis is a threat anytime she gets the ball, but you can see there Joanne is fired up for it and she's ready for that battle, and no better woman.
Yeah, and she obviously knows what Katrina Davis brings to the table, because Katrina Davis had sneaked in there and had that ball channeled through to her. It was danger all over it. Meanwhile, Ella Whelan is on the attack here, is fouled, couldn't get past Niamh Ryan. Niamh Ryan was saying, thou shalt not pass, and it's a free now for Mona Gay. And Katrina Davis is coming out to take it. It's about 45 metres or slightly more. And it looks, at the way she's coming up to it, that she might have a go at this one, Rebecca.
I think she is, yeah. Oh, square ball.
It was on target, but there was an infringement on target, but short, an infringement inside in the square, which Mike Flannery has spotted. So it's a free out, and it's Brianne Donnelly who will recommence the game. Building now on the far side of the field are St. Ailbe's, coming forward. The ball is over here on this side, with Sinead McNamara, who has been on the ball so much since this game started. She's fouled there. She takes a quick one up into the corner, and it was Emer Ryan laying it off. It's actually Emer Ryan now giving it back to Sinead McNamara, and the ball breaks loose, and it is Paula Donnelly who's coming out here in the corner for it. And it's Paula Donnelly in possession now.
They're very alike.
They're very alike. And now there's no doubt as who's on it. Now it's Katie Heelan. And Katie Heelan is robbed, and that would be daylight robbery by Laura Walsh. But good defending by the Mona Gay defender. And she finds Liz Carmody. Liz Carmody coming forward now, trying to pick out Ella Whelan. Ella Whelan is closely marked by Kate Ryan, but gets the possession, toes the hand up the middle of the field, lays it in again in the direction, but well read, very well read there at the back by Sarah Ryan for St. Ailbe's, cutting out the danger, is fouled. It's a free to St. Ailbe's, which has been taken quickly by Niamh Ryan, who gets it over here to Maeve McNamara. Maeve McNamara onto Sinead McNamara again. Sinead McNamara drops it, picks it up again, lays it off to Caroline Hickey coming through. Caroline Hickey lays it off to Aideen McNamara. Aideen and Sinead are sisters, and it was Maeve McNamara there that straight in front of the goal. It's Emer Ryan taking a shot, and it's no problem at all to Aoife Corbett. She seems to be down after the kicking the ball there. Referee has his hand up to stop play. I didn't see anything.
I didn't see it either. I think we both followed where the ball was
we
going.
We followed the flight of the ball, yeah.
I'd say it might have been just a late, block down.
Yeah.
Just came follow through.
You know what? We're almost 9 minutes into the game, Rebecca. Who would you say would be the happier manager at this point?
I don't know. I think both backs are well on top, aren't they? They're coming out with the ball, but I suppose if you have to go by possession, I think St. Ailbe's had a lot more possession.
Yeah.
But they're just kind of fumbling it once they get in. But that's credit due to Mona Gay's full back line.
I suppose it's fair to argue that we have a scoreless game. It's not because of bad markswomanship. It is, as you say, it's the defences that are on top.
Yeah, it is. Like you can see there, the Mona Gay full back line have to work really hard. But when Mona Gay are actually kicking their ball into the forwards, St. Ailbe's don't even have to work. They're just out in front and they're giving off that easy quick ball, and the ball is back up and the pressure is back on the Mona Gay backs. So I think the full forward line will have to work a bit harder to keep the pressure off.
Yeah, and it's a free here now for St. Ailbe's, which taken by Emer Ryan, drop shot, and Aoife Corbett punched it away, and it looks overplayed there. I think it's against Katie Heelan down here on our left. But it's a free out to Mona Gay, and it's going to be taken by Aoife Corbett. Aoife Corbett tries to pick out Ellie Wolfe, but the ball moves very kindly for Laurie O'Connor. Laurie O'Connor going down the middle now, laying it off to her left, and there is Laura Walsh to pick it up. Back, it's Debbie Murphy now, and going on one of those searing runs right through the middle again, and she's pulled down again this time, and I think the referee isn't satisfied. I think that was a high tackle, and I think the referee he's certainly noting it. But that's the third time in 10 minutes that we have seen this searing run, and the field seems to be opening up in front of her.
It does, yeah, but like that, there's not many options inside for her to be able to kick it in. She seems to be running with it, but look, we'll see many runs like that from Debbie and many frees like that she will get. One of Debbie's trademarks. So,
And the ball was sent across there. Niamh Ryan uncharacteristically slipped, and it came to Aisling Corbett. But St. Ailbe's, as Rebecca said, their defence is on top, and the ball is coming out much faster than it's going in. And we have Sinead McNamara now on the move again. If Debbie Murphy is doing the searing runs at one side, Sinead McNamara is doing it at the other. Oh, she overcooked her pass, and Laura Welsh spotted it and is coming away now from Mona Gay. Mona Gay lays it off to Bridget Cahill. Bridget Cahill, very little options in front of her. 3 Mona Gay defenders, and she lays it off. In turn, it's now Aisling Corbett. Aisling Corbett, who came on as a sub in the semi-final victory over Ballylanders, gives it back to Bridget Cahill, who was captain in 2018 when Mona Gay beat Ballylanders in the county final. She's still going through, and she lays it off, and it's beautifully read there by is it Niamh Ryan?
I think it was 18 McNamara.
And now at this side of the field we have Maeve McNamara. Maeve McNamara. Oh, she ran into the tackle there, dropped the ball, but Sinead McNamara was on hand to pick it up. This is a good move. Niamh Ryan is involved in it, and we have Aideen McNamara. There are 3 McNamaras, 2 of them sisters, Aideen and Sinead. Meanwhile, we have a shot at goal, and we have the first score of the game, and it has gone to Niamh Ryan. Niamh Ryan up there helping the defence. Niamh, of course, who scored 1-9 in last week's county final win over for Bruff over 1-9 out of 110 in their victory over Cappamore. So that was an excellent point. I suppose if the forwards weren't doing it, she's saying, girls, this is how you do it.
This is how you do it. And I remember playing with Niamh Ryan anyway. I feel like once you see her going past her own 65 and then on past midfield, you know to give her the ball, because she's going for a score here once you know she goes past the midfield. So she just showed there what she can do.
Oh yeah, because she was single-minded and she ran with pace and with power. Meanwhile, on the attack again, and we have a second point, neatly lofted over the bar by Ingrid Laffin. An absolutely excellent finish, clinical finish. Rebecca?
No, it was excellent now. Like they just seem to be able to after getting into a rhythm there now, even their passing everything going to hand, they've settled a small bit. So they're well on top, and Mona Gay need to win this kick out now.
Yes.
Try and get up the field.
And the kick out is actually won by Liz Carmody. Liz Carmody sent it. Oh, it is well won there by Laurie O'Connor. Again, Niamh Ryan. He's just having a quite little word with Sarah Ryan. He's saying, Sarah, thou shalt not do that. And meanwhile, he gives the free to Mona Gay. And here they're coming attacking again. And here we have Debbie Murphy again in one of those driving runs right through the heart of the defence, wins the foul.
I didn't see
the
much
pattern
in that
is the
now
same
there.
as you said, Rebecca.
Yeah, no, she's driving forward the whole time, and
we've got to see a product yet.
We have to, and you can see Katrina is coming out to take this, but I think it's out of her range after we saw it last day. So if she could try give a 1-2 and go maybe, like she's
Look, I think you're absolutely right. Now the tactic there was to take a short one. I would have thought that they would have been better placed, get somebody to drop it in with Katrina Davis in the danger area, you know. So
and I think when like Deborah won that free herself, she should nearly picked it and took it and went it again, because she had the momentum with her, whereas dropping the ball and start and stop, it gives St. Ailbe's a chance to get back, and you don't want them to get back and get set, because like you can see they're well on top.
Absolutely, they got the opportunity to regroup. You're totally right. This is something that I see happening with sometimes you'd have your most potent scorer coming out to take a free that might be outside the distance when you should have him lobbing it into him in the danger area. And
you can see St. Ailbe's when they're free, they're looking up straight away, and then if there's nothing on, then they leave Emer come over and have a go, but other than that they're ready to go for a quick one. Whereas I think there was definitely a quick one on there because Debbie had broke the lines.
Absolutely. She had broken the line, and actually what they did was they broke the momentum by while they were waiting for Katrina to come out. But meanwhile, Mona Gay are attacking again, and it looks over on the far side of the field as if it was Grace Lee that was hauled down. Katrina Davis takes a quick free, gives it to Bridget Cahill. Bridget Cahill offloads it to Ella Whelan, and Ella Whelan has ballooned the ball wide. That promising build-up, very, very poor finish.
Yeah, it was. Now, to be fair, she was under a bit of pressure, but I suppose you need to be taking them scores now, especially the way St. Ailbe's are on top. You're only getting a limited few chances, I suppose, and you need to be taking them. Yeah,
we have arrived at the first water break, Rebecca. If you were on the Mona Gay management team, what would you be saying at this point?
Yeah, I don't think they're using their inside forward line enough. I think, or maybe they're not able to use them, but like you have the likes of Aisling Corbett on one corner and Amy on the other, and I think they need to be leaving the ball in quick and just see what they can do. Change up the tactic. I suppose 15 minutes are gone, and I suppose we've seen St. Ailbe's run it and we've seen them kick it, whereas we haven't seen really much from Mona Gay, I suppose, at this in the first quarter. Yeah.
We really haven't seen them as an attacking force. You're absolutely right, and we get back again to the foolishness of. I think it was foolish, like Katrina Davis coming out to take that free, to take a shot. Anybody could take a shot, and like I suppose the move was that Debbie Murphy would have taken it and maintained the momentum, and as you say, take back the pass, and.
I think Mona Gay need to start moving it a bit quicker because the strength and physicality of St. Ailbe's, like you're not going to barge through them. So
absolutely.
I think the pace that Mona Gay have, they need to start using that, which means quick ball, leaving a goal quick and running off the shoulder. We see Debbie going through there, and there's not many options for her left or right to give that pop. So I think Mona Gay, and I suppose that's where Karen is missed there in the middle to be supporting Debbie, because the two of them work side by side. When one goes, the other goes.
Absolutely, and actually when she's going there now, and like that, they're important runs, but she's being exposed, unlike her counterpart here at this end, who has options.
They do, yeah.
We're back in action here with a goal kick out from Brina Donnelly, and it's St. Ailbe's in possession. The ball coming up, but they just have coughed it up, and Ellie Wolf grabs it there and delivers the ball out to the left, where it is Liz Carmody. Now Liz Carmody to Aisling Corbett. Aisling Corbett back to Liz Carmody. They're still way over on the far side, no real threat to goal yet, and Emma Donnelly is out there saying thou shalt not pass, but it's Aisling Corbett. They're still over on the far side of the field, failing to make any inroads in, overplayed the ball, and it's Mike Flannery says it's a free out to St. Ailbe's.
What defending though for St. Ailbe's, didn't dive in, knew that they weren't going anywhere, and just shouted them out, and they won their free. Excellent defending.
Absolutely. At once there was a wall of three there, and like you're right, they didn't commit themselves.
No.
Now we have Mona Gay attacking again towards Bridget Corbett, but St. Ailbe's are quite happy to let the action all the way over there, away from goal. Now we have Katrina Davis with a shot on goal. It's high. Oh, it's going to drop very, very, very short. Joanne Maguire goes up for it, doesn't hold on to it, but claims it at the second time of asking, and is coming away, boots it down the field, and here we have Maeve McNamara. Maeve McNamara laying it off to Caroline Hickey, a former Limerick captain, of course. Caroline Hickey, a ball that finds all the way to Ingrid Laffin, and right in front of us here there has been a clash of heads between Ellie Wolf and Ingrid Laffin, and it would appear that the St. Ailbe player has come out slightly the worse, and it was totally accidental. Ellie Wolf is a bit the worse for wear as well, but we're going to have a stoppage here while Mike Flannery satisfies himself, and Liam Mulcahy, the physio, is in there attending to Ingrid Laffin, as is Ciara Kelly attending to Ellie Wolf. totally accidental.
It
I don't
was.
think any of them saw each other coming.
No, they didn't. And like again, we're looking at how well St. Ailbe's worked out that ball. Mona Gay had him caught in the corner and they just worked it out, and look where the ball ended up. Like, you know, you'd have to question the shots that Mona Gay are taking at the minute when they have the ball. I think even if they had to hold it up for another few seconds and just try to get into a good position, it's a panic shooting.
Now, Niamh Ryan, a long one into Paula Donnelly. Paula Donnelly has been fouled, and it's a free in to St. Ailbe's. It's a free in a position, in a scoreable position, actually. I think it's possible that Emma Ryan will come over, I would imagine, to take this. Yes, she's standing over it. She's quite happy. It'll be on her. No, she absolutely goes short and sends it across to Katie Heelan. Katie Heelan, it's wide, but I think it was Caroline Hickey.
That was a bit of a strange one. I think Emer would have been able to kick that herself unless she saw something more than a point. But I don't know. I think that she should have probably taken her point there.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, like 2 points up, like 3 is a little bit of a cushion. Like, and I think you should be putting up your scores. Some danger here now as it's Katie Heelan. Oh, shot one, Katie Heelan. It goes off the crossbar and over the bar, and Katie had intent.
She did, yeah. And the minute that ball broke and you saw Katie run out the line, I think all our players just wanted to get it to her because there's no one to stop Katie when she gets on a run, and that was a dangerous enough. It could have been in the back of the net as easily. Absolutely.
You know, it's obvious from the start today that Katie is in that mood, you know.
Yeah.
And like I remember her playing through the colleges and when she was phenomenal, like, and you know. Now we have Katrina Davis in possession, gets out in front and drops in a nice ball, but the ball is coming back. They're being forced out. It was Aisling Corbett there now, gave it back to Ella Whelan. Ella Whelan to Aisling Corbett, but again you can see the wall of defenders from St. Ailbe's. Like, there is no way through at all. Liz Carmody is trying to make progress over on the left. Back to Debbie Murphy. Debbie Murphy turns beautifully there, and that leaves Maeve McNamara, and she's still going in, but she's well wide of the post, and it's blocked down again. And again there was a wall of St. Ailbe's defenders, and Caroline Hickey was the one that eventually started the move and is back on, receives the ball back again now. So it's St. Ailbe's that are coming back on the attack. Katie Heelan was back there again, and now the ball is up towards Ingrid Laffin, who was down a few minutes ago. She sends it into Sinead McNamara. Sinead McNamara evades the first tackle, kicks it with her left boot up into the corner. It looks as if this Paula Donnelly releases it back to Maeve McNamara. Maeve McNamara to Ingrid Laffin. Oh, I don't know what she was doing there, but she ballooned it up into the air, and it was absolutely going nowhere. And the Mona Gay defence gobble it up and are coming away now through Laura Walsh. Laura Walsh sends it down the field here, and
Grace Lee has it now, yeah.
It's Grace Lee that was in possession there. Grace Lee, and this is the first time that we have seen Amy Curtin come into the game, who's a very, very useful forward. She's been starved of possession in there. Meanwhile, Katrina Davis, the Mona Gay captain, is trying to rally her troops. She evades one tackle, lays it off into Debbie Murphy. Debbie Murphy is going through. Oh, she's been unceremoniously pulled down there. I'm sure the referee now is going to have some harsh words here with a defender. I think somebody could be in trouble here, could they?
Yeah, they could be in here, I'd say, for I'd say Sinbin. I'd say.
Yeah, he's calling out. I'm trying to see who it is.
It's Rebecca Barry, I think. Oh, I think it's just a talking to. Yeah.
It's just a talking to. Yeah.
I suppose Rebecca is quite tall, and I think when Debbie is coming through, I think the hands out. But it's one of, like I said, it's one of Debbie's trademarks that she'll get them frees. Like,
it probably looked worse from here than it actually was. Rebecca, you would know from experience from being in there, and Rebecca Barry is a tall player, and certainly Katie is like a terrier, like you know.
But yeah, I think Mona Gay, when they get the ball up and they're not taking their shots quick enough, St. Ailbe's are able to get back.
But
Still no score on the board for Mona Gates. It's a bit worrying now with 23 minutes gone.
It is extremely worrying now because Katrina Davis, you would back your house on her from that situation, and she kicked it wide. So meanwhile, it's St. Ailbe's who are coming away again. And it looks like, there's another clash over there, but I don't think it's as serious as the first one. It looks like it's Bridget Cahill is certainly down for Monaghan, and it looks as if it is Caroline Hickey.
I think it's Rebecca Barry.
No,
again.
It's Caroline is actually...
No, it's Rebecca Barry that got that challenge.
It's Rebecca Barry. Rebecca Barry and Bridget Cahill seem to meet head on.
I think it'll be a free to St. Ailbe's here now, if I'm correct now. But I think it was just a shoulder that came in there.
As usual, you're 100% correct, Rebecca.
When I go back in the field now, I'll be able to ref the match as well, sure.
You will. You're picking up all the tricks up here, and it's Niamh Ryan that's standing over it. Go short again, and the ball is back with Niamh Ryan, and St. Ailbe's are a bit slow in the build-up. The ball is laid off intended for Sinead McNamara, but Ella Whelan pops in and says, "Thank you very much, I'll have that," and she lays it off to Debbie Murphy, and off goes Debbie again like a train right through the middle. She's gone by two defenders and feeds it out to Katrina Davis. Again, we see the wall of defenders taking up their position, but at the moment it's Ella Whelan, quite a good distance from goal, lays it off to Bridget Cahill, who is robbed illegally, says the referee, and he's giving a free which is way out, certainly out of Katrina Davis's reach, and Bridget Cahill is going to take it. And if we look at the way they're set up, there's very, very little on there, Rebecca.
Yeah, I was just about to say it. I said I can't see how Monaghan are going to get in, but if this goes over, it'll be a great point. Yeah. But again, quick ball, and she just took it on. It'll be great confidence for Amy there now.
Amy Curtin has at last got Monaghan off the mark with a well taken point. And about 2 minutes ago or 3 minutes ago, we were just talking about how she had been out of the game, had got no opportunities. Maybe that's a cue for Monaghan to get her more into the game.
Yeah, it definitely is. We can see when the girls are running with the ball, St. Ailbe's are getting back, their half back line are getting back. You can see Katie Healan now, you can see one of their full forward line are always coming back, and it's just crowding them out really. So Monaghan just need to move the ball quick like they're doing now.
Now we have her involved again, and Katrina Davis. Oh, they will be disappointed with that. The build-up, Rebecca, was very, very good, very, very promising.
And that's the Monaghan team we do know, like to be able to move the ball like that.
Execution and as you said, Amy was involved in it again.
That's the Monaghan team we know, moving the ball fast, so they just need to keep doing that. I know the end product was poor, but I suppose they'll be happy enough with that build up.
St. Ailbe's, of course, looking dashing them. They got a new set of jerseys during the week by kind sponsorship of their local credit union of the same name, St. Ailbe's Credit Union, and certainly they look very, very, very well in their new attire out there. Meanwhile, it's Bridget Cahill in possession, laying it off to Ella Whelan. Ellie Wolf on her shoulder, saw her, eventually got the ball away towards Liz Carmody, and it's Debbie Murphy again, and one of those searing runs, and takes a shot, and it is gone wide, harmlessly wide. Referee is seeing something. There's a Monaghan player down.
It's Deb's is down. It looks like her leg.
It's Debbie is down, and certainly the game is 28 minutes old almost. She's covered an awful lot of ground, Rebecca.
She has, yeah. It looks like it's her hip. She was just holding that there now, but
referee has shown concern because he certainly has stopped the game very, very quickly. Mike Flannery, he's just going in to check with his umpires. I'm just wondering, did he miss something?
I didn't see much anyway, but I think it was just the way Debbie took the shot, and I'd say the girls just came into block. And
but good refereeing by Mike Flannery, to ensure like that everything is okay. Yeah, I think he's.
I suppose it's not like her to go down like that. She would have been back out. So.
Absolutely. He seems to be quite satisfied. One second now. He's going over this side of the field. No, he's satisfied that everything. There's nothing out of order. So we will resume with Brian Donnelly with a kick out, but
not looking good from here anyway.
It doesn't look good. We're trying to see who's down. Can you see who's down?
It's Deborah.
It's Debbie. Sorry, it's Debbie is down. Deborah is down. It doesn't look good.
No, it doesn't now.
Ciara Kelly is in there now.
I wouldn't be like her to stay down all the years I've been playing with her.
No.
But it was a great run by her. And
she has nearly the greatest resurrection since Nazareth. She's back on her feet, anxious to go again. Absolutely, she's done some Trojan work in this game.
Yeah. She's the only one that's breaking the lines, and if there could be anyone at all, just to take that.
And certainly it isn't her fault that they're behind.
No.
I'm just wondering, have they moved her? No, she's still in the forward position.
Yeah, I'd say Amy Curtin's just coming out to cover her, but she doesn't look.
Elbies are going short with the kick out. Rebecca Barry offloads it, takes the pass back into Caroline Hickey. Caroline Hickey across the field here to, is it Katie Heelan that's back there?
No, I think that's Emma Donnelly.
Sorry, it's Emma Donnelly, the left full back, and the ball is kicked and it goes over the head of Laura Walsh, but it's hoovered up there at the back by Monaghan, and coming away at the moment is Yvonne Lee, the full back. Yvonne is fouled on the far side of the field in front of her own dugout, and it's going to be a free kick to Monaghan, which is taken quickly and is with Rachel Carmody at the moment. Rebecca, when you're out of luck, ducks are drowning you. She overcooked it straight out over the sideline.
Yeah, and you know what, there was no need to. She could have come back round into centre, but I think there's a bit of a panic about him. So I think half time now will come at a good time, especially with Debbie, where Debbie's gone out now again, but.
Meanwhile, down here on our left, we have an attack, a promising attack, and it's Niamh Ryan right up there in the centre of it. Oh! Maeve McNamara has a shot and cooks it so far wide. It's unbelievable. This is developing into a bit of a comedy of errors, is it?
It was actually a point. That was a point, Matt.
Was it?
It was a point.
Oh, it actually went over the bar.
It went over the bar, yeah. Oh. And you know what? I know we were going to give out about her kicking a wide, but to score it as well, it was a bit of a tricky one.
It's a vital score that comes before half time. And it looked from here, and I just turned away in believing that it was gone wide, but
it was, to be fair to her, the angle she was at, you'd have to give her to kick it,
even
if she had hand passed it, but she kicked it as hard as she could as well, so...
because it looked straight across the face of the goal, now we have a position of some danger, and there's no doubt at all about that one. That's Maeve McNamara again sending over, and
2 points in a row now.
2 points in a row for Maeve, and we're 32 minutes into the game, and there is a bit of daylight appearing.
But if we're looking here at the way Monaghan have set up, they don't have a centre forward, and you cannot afford to leave Niamh Ryan free back there, because she'll just absolutely dominate, and she's been playing for Limerick at centre back, and you can't just afford to leave her back there like that, because she'll just mop up anywhere, and she's a great reader. And Katie Heelan again, great.
It's Katie Heelan now. We were decrying the lack of scores. St. Elby's must have heard us. They have 3 in 3 minutes, and Katie getting on the end, and it's actually Katie's second point of the game.
Yes, yeah, and like I said, I know she missed one at the start, but we just knew the form she was going to be in, and she was going to be playing well, and you can see that 2 scores now already.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very promising finish from a St. Elby's point of view. There'll be a very stern half-time team talk over in Monaghan, because at the moment they're completely out of the game. All the pressing forward is being done by St. Elby's, and here they have a...
And I suppose in football, in men's and women's kickouts, you have to win your own kickouts. If you can't win your own kickouts, and Monaghan have lost their last 3, and that's where the scores have come from, and now they're on the attack again, and another scoring opportunity, you could say.
Absolutely. So it's Emma Ryan tone to hand. She's going to loft it in. Will not be happy with that one. She has lofted it wide, and it's, as she does, the referee has blown the half-time whistle, with St. Ailbe's leading by 6 points to 1. Rebecca, the game sprung to life there in the last 3 or 4 minutes. I suppose scores make a game. You know, Monaghan be very, very disappointed.
Yeah, they just haven't, I suppose, played yet well as a team. They're a bit all over the shop, and even Yvonne kicked the ball out over the sideline there, and it was very, very unlike her. They're very jittery and panicky, and you can see, like I said already, they're leaving Niamh Ryan free, and they're going back trying to work it out. But yeah, when they're bringing it out, then there's no support there. They might be going back working on it, but when they're coming out, then there's no runners off the shoulders to get back up the field.
Yeah. And you're actually right about giving the freedom of the park back there to Niamh Ryan is lethal.
Yeah,
because,
no, definitely.
As you say, you soldiered with her in Croke Park, and we saw what she did in Croke Park, and you know she's a big game player, like you know last week, and her confidence is at an all-time high with her performance last week, and she's matching it with it out there today. Like she's the leader out there.
She's and like you can see there's nearly 60 yards there for her to travel if she does need to go for a pass with nobody in, and like she has Joanne behind her, and Joanne hasn't let Hinton pass her yet, so Niamh Ryan has that bit of a freedom to go if she does need to go. But St. Ailbe's backs have been excellent, and the ball that they're working out and the ball that they're giving in is just it's excellent.
Yeah, but I don't want to be harping on one player in particular, but her decision making is impeccable, isn't it?
Oh, it is, yeah. You know, and she's a very safe player, I suppose. You know, she'll always do the right things. And then, like I said, she's very safe. And then once you do see her go up, you're saying give her the ball because she's going to do something with here. But all her decisions are always nearly bang on.
Yeah. We'll take a break here in Knockaderry. Do rejoin us for the Elm Court Daybreak Ballyneety service station Limerick Senior Ladies Football Final. We lead you here at half time with St. Ailbe's leading by 6 points to 1. Right, welcome back here to the Elm Court Ballyneety service. Elm Court Daybreak service station Ballyneety Limerick Senior Football Championship final. We have St. Elby's leading here at half-time by 6 points to 1. We're getting ready. We're almost ready to start the second half. But before we start the second half, I just want a little reminder about a young boy out in Martinstown named Dahi Lawless, who suffered a very horrendous accident while out cycling in April and has been confined to hospital in Dublin since. He suffered horrendous injuries, and actually in the very beginning there was little hope for him. But Dahi was a fine young sportsman, hurling and football with Cushley Gales and Staker Wallace, and soccer with Castle United. The local community out there have got together, and they're doing a massive fundraising, hoping to get Dahi home back to his family for Christmas and get him back home. And it will mean adjustments to their mode of transport and their home. And they have started a Facebook page called Rise for Dahi. So if anybody would like to contribute to what is a very worthy cause, go to the Rise for Dahi Facebook page and you'll get a GoFundMe link there. Meanwhile, we're back in action here in the Limerick Senior Football Final, and it's St. Elby's on the attack from the start, and it's St. Elby's stretching their lead thanks to a point from Caroline Hickey straight after the restart. And I suppose, Rebecca, if there was one thing that
you want to do after
Monaghan
halftime,
didn't need, it was Caroline Hickey or anybody from St. Elby's to put the ball over the bar.
No, and it was a great work as well. Like, it got up the line to Emer Ryan, and Emer Ryan won her own battle and gave it in and popped over the bar. Yeah.
And it looks as if St. Elby's, they finished the game, the first half, very, very much on the front foot, and they have picked it up again just after half-time. Meanwhile, the siege has been lifted at the moment, but only as far as Niamh Ryan, who wins possession of it and was clearly fouled out there in the centre. Yvonne Lee it's Grace Lee actually had herself committed. Niamh has taken a bit of a knock. I think it'll take a bit more than that to put Niamh Ryan out of contention, but she's down and she's getting some attention there. Lee Mulcahy, the well-known physio, is out there with her at the minute.
And I suppose credit to Niamh. I suppose she was suffering from serious concussion at the start of the year, maybe just before we went into lockdown, and you can see the work that she put in probably gave her a chance to recover. And you can see, like you said, 1-7 was it last week? 1-9 last week out of 110, and you can see again the performance she's having here today. Like, you know, I think it just goes to show
but 6 of those points were from play, and they were of all of delightful quality, absolutely top.
And you know, credit where credit's due, like the commitment she puts in.
Yeah, but she's in a similar situation to yourself. You can, as dual players, you're both as dual players, trying to make two of yourselves for the most part. Meanwhile, we have St. Elby's again, and it's Katie Heelan. If Debbie Murphy can race in it from one side, Katie Heelan can do from the other. And it's Katie Heelan. She gets the ball back. She's about to be tackled by Laura Walsh, but it's still Katie Heelan. Katie Heelan lays it back to Sinead McNamara. And I'm absolutely right this time. She ballooned it wide. It was Maeve McNamara previous to this, but it's Sinead McNamara. There is no question of a white flag going up, Rebecca.
No, there isn't, but you could see the minute it left her boot.
That's a wonderful catch by Emma Ryan. Beautiful catch by Emma Ryan. Rebecca, it comes back to what you have been saying about winning your own kick out. Like, that's primary possession. The manner in which she was allowed win possession there. A free catch practically.
Yeah, I suppose it is a challenge, and St. Elby's seem to have set up very well, and you can see, I think Rebecca Barry's doing a man-marking job on Deborah Murphy, and Niamh Ryan wants to be the one free, and if I were Mona Gay, I'd be putting someone on Niamh Ryan and forcing her to have to mark.
Well, if I was probably the manager, I'd want Niamh Ryan to be the one free as
I
well.
would as well, yeah.
You know. Meanwhile, Monagea are in the attack. It's Roisin Brown that set up the attack, overcooked it slightly. Amy Curtin was unable to keep it in from play. It's gone out over the line, and it's a line ball or a line ball kick to St. Ailbe's, who start now to build patiently from the back. They're certainly in no hurry. They're leading by 7 points to 1. Their patience has stood them in good stead. It's Caroline Hickey, who's been a huge influence for many years with St. Ailbe's, and she laid it off to Niamh Ryan, who over-carried the ball and has conceded a free. Meanwhile, at this end, there's a substitution. Leanne Brown has come into the game for Monagea. There's it off to Katrina Davis. Katrina Davis through to Debbie Murphy, who is fouled as she was about to kick the ball. I'm just wondering, for a minute, it's definitely a free.
It's definitely a free, yeah. I'd say she was just outside.
Was she just outside? God, it was a close call. Unless that the referee had blown his whistle and we hadn't heard it, because that was a very, very close call. And Katrina Davis makes no mistake in knocking the free over the bar, and certainly time is, of essence at this stage. It's 7 points to 2. We're almost 6 minutes into the second half. Monagea need to be eating into the St. Ailbe's lead. The kick out is taken sharply, and it's Leanne Brown again. Leanne Brown lays it off, and it's into Amy Hurley, and Amy Hurley seemed to be pushed there, but the referee says no, and the ball is cleared out, and there's a foul there, and again it was a foul. I think it's Niamh Ryan that committed the foul. Niamh came in from... No, it wasn't actually Niamh Ryan. It was Rebecca Barry who came in from behind, and clearly a foul. But the referee is having a word. He's having a word with Debbie Murphy now. I
think there's a tussle going on there between herself and Rebecca Barry now. So
yeah, and he's showing a yellow card to Debbie Murphy.
I think that's a bit harsh now, because there was a challenge up there on Debbie and it was around the neck, whereas this was it wasn't as bad.
I think that is harsh. Meanwhile, launching another attack, Emma Donnelly to Emma Ryan, the team captain. Emma Ryan is moving in at pace. Oh, and she's pulled from behind, but the referee has said it was overcarried, and away back come it's Niamh Ryan. Niamh Ryan to Caroline Hickey. Caroline Hickey is fouled. Bumping straight into Bridget Cahill. A foul for free to St. Ailbe's. Rebecca, you'd have to say St. Ailbe's look very, very comfortable.
They do, yeah. And now with an extra player, they're more even comfortable. There's more people, I suppose, more options for them. But I think it was a very harsh decision there, sending Debs off because for the sin bin. Yeah, because there has been much worse tackles throughout the game, and you'd wonder now with Debs gone, where is that attacking?
Yeah, where is it going to come? Where's the spark going to come from? And you just wonder. You'd have to say overall, in the balance of the 36 or 7 minutes, that Debbie Murphy has been far more sinned against than sinning.
Yeah, she has been, and like we said up there, it was a high tackle around the neck, even though we were saying that it was accidental, but I didn't really see much in that. It was just a bit of a tussle. And
I don't think Debbie got much latitude now in return. She'll have to sit it out here for 10 minutes, and it's making the challenge that has been put up to Monagea all the greater. And Niamh Ryan now can afford to come up and supplement the attack with Debbie off the field. Meanwhile, over there on the far side now, it's Aidan McNamara trying to set up something down here in the corner, and it's Katie Heelan again. Katie Heelan coming in, and back to Aidan McNamara, back to Katie Heelan, and Katie Heelan. There wasn't an awful lot in that, Rebecca.
No, there wasn't. But Joe, what I've been trying to make out is who actually went off for Leanne Brown, and it was actually Rachel Carmody who went off So they took off a back and they brought on a forward and they pushed, I'd say, Amy Curtin down the field. That's what they're after doing.
Yeah.
Trying to bring that fall forward.
Here today, well read by Yvonne Lee. Had to. There was no room for error there. The player was coming in, and it was a very, very, very good pass. Good play there by Yvonne Lee. Now it's Grace Lee that's in possession, trying to start something here for Monaghan. Grace is fouled, so it's a free over on the far side now. And she's looking up, and of course the options are limited because they're a player down. She's happy to play it back to Laurie O'Connor. Laurie O'Connor trying to build something from the back. Not going very far at the moment. It's Ellie Wolf. Ellie Wolf gets it. They're just playing it laterally around the middle. And Bridget Cahill now is trying to have a cut, trying to make progress up the middle. Up the far side of the field. Fists it into the middle where Ellie Wolf returns it in the direction of Amy Curtin. Amy Curtin, it's very, very near the sideline. Again, as usual, St. Ailbe's are back in numbers. They have formed that wall in front of the attacker, and it's just unbelievable for Monaghan. The intended pass straight out over the sideline, handing back possession.
It's frustrating as well. I suppose Amy was left and there was no real options shown for her, whereas up at the other side, St. Ailbe's, they all want the ball.
Yeah.
Do you know, I think that's been the difference of the game so far.
Yeah, and here we have an attacking situation again, and it was started by Ingrid Laffin, and now it looks to me as if it is Sinead McNamara. And the less said, the better, I think, about that effort, Rebecca.
That was her second time now from nearly the exact same place and the same, I suppose, same angle she hit it at. So I think she'll be disappointed enough with that 2 in a row. Absolutely.
Very, very disappointed with it. But having said that, they're still very, very comfortable.
They are, yeah. Although Monaghan are winning the freeze out here, they'd be much better off if they could try leave it off and get up the field, because you can see now, again, St. Ailbe's are back.
Yeah, but it went there a minute ago. There was a passage of play. It went through 4 or 5 hands, and it didn't go forward 2 yards.
No.
You know, it was lateral or back, you know.
Yeah.
So at this stage of the game, like, we're heading up for the second half water break. Now, I know Debbie will be back in about less than 5 minutes, but, you know...
And you have to give credit to St. Ailbe's, the fitness of their half forward line. They're up and down, and the minute the ball breaks, they're back up to position. You wouldn't even have noticed where.
Absolutely.
Such credit and the hard work they're doing.
Absolutely. Again, it's a hard-won ball by Emma Ryan, having a fine game out there. Caroline Hickey, happy to lay it off to her captain, Emma Ryan. Laying it off on her shoulder to Niamh Ryan to Emma Ryan to Caroline Hickey. Quite happy to hold on to it, Paula Donnelly. Paula Donnelly lays it back to Caroline Hickey. There was a position of some danger there. It was Katie Heelan that came in, and somehow a Monaghan defender got a hand to it. And now it's the turn of Monaghan to attack. We have Ellie Whelan racing down here on the left. Aisling Corbett is on her left. Lays it off to Aisling Corbett. Aisling Corbett has the ground in front of her. There are 2 defenders closing in on her. And the referee has blown his whistle. I certainly didn't see any contact.
No, I think it was off the ball. I'd say it was Joanne and Katrina. I'd say Joanne must have been holding Katrina back, going for a pass. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, good refereeing then. If he spotted it, because it was a promising move now.
He was, yeah.
But
I was surprised that he blew it, but look, Katrina's after scoring a point.
You were just wondering where the support was coming from. Meanwhile, Katrina Davis has sent that over the bar, and there is a sub coming into the game for St. Ailbe's, and
it would be Niamh Kavanagh's sister, if I was right.
It's Niamh Kavanagh is coming into the game in place of Sinead McNamara. Well,
or no, it's Ingrid Laffin. That's coming after.
Sorry, Ingrid Laffin.
Yeah.
I suppose, Rebecca, if anything, since Debbie went off, if there's any solace there for Monaghan, it is that they haven't fallen further behind.
No, they haven't. But like that, I think the ball was kicked up there to Aisling Corbett, and she was well able to get in behind her player. I think look at the space that they have. They need to be trying that a few more times, and something might come off because at the minute it's not working being playing around. And just as we speak, Aisling's after getting it now.
Yeah. Now we have Aisling Corbett again. Aisling Corbett is going on one of those solo runs that are very little. Katrina Davis makes herself available. Toe to hand. Very little opening there. Oh, Bridget Cahill breaks the first tackle. Takes her kick and kicks it out over the end line. And wide. That was an opportunity. It was promising play. Good hold-up play by Katrina Davis. Good running on the shoulder by Bridget Cahill. The execution left them down.
It was, yeah, and I'd say if she had just looked up there, all the defenders had drawn to her and Aisling Corbett had sneaked in behind, and you don't know what would have happened there. But it seems to be very kind of, like we said, they do need to take their shots quick, but it is kind of a panic kind of kick. And I suppose Bridget Cahill, that's what we're used to us seeing of her, and that's only really her second time, whereas Monaghan need her to be doing that nearly all the time for them to be getting back into the game.
Yeah. And she has the power and the pace to get through and create that opportunity, but unfortunately she's not doing it.
No, she isn't. But like, you need them players now. You need their strength to be firing through the middle there, because like you've seen there, the gaps are opening.
Absolutely.
If they can just get through.
Yeah, like Aisling Corbett has made ground twice here now on the left, and in fairness has held it up well till somebody became available.
Yeah.
Like, which was in contrast with what they were doing in the first half.
It is, yeah. They just need to be giving that quick ball in and running off the shoulder.
Meanwhile, back with the action, it's Niamh Ryan in the centre. Oh, and kicks it away. Grace Lee intercepts. Grace Lee lays it off to Amy Curtin. Amy Curtin, who to Ellie Wolfe. Good promising move here by Monaghan. Oh, but the ball is fisted away, fisted over into the corner. The referee has seen something. He's blown his whistle. Two players are down, one from each side. Again, I think it was an accidental flash, and he's going out to the sideline now. I think, is he having a chat with a Monaghan official? I think he is. The linesman is in liaison with him. He's having some stiff words there, I think.
I can't make it out who it is.
For a Monaghan official who he has sent back to the fence.
It was accidental though. The two of them just went off for it. So I think it will be a hot ball now. And like that, we saw Niamh Ryan give away that pass, but I suppose it was Niamh Ryan who was back there after defending it, so yes. She was making up for the poor pass she gave.
And Debbie's sojourn in the sin bin must be near late in the end. We have a free now to Monaghan. Very interestingly, Rebecca, this is a scoreable free. Debbie is due back. We're into the water break. Could the game be turning?
I think so, like 4 points. If I suppose we don't want to jinx her now, but if it does go over, it's 4 points. Deborah can come back in, and Monaghan are kind of slightly on top.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there was no doubt about that. And I think he has blown. Has he blown for the water break? He certainly has. And it's a very, very, very good way for Monaghan to finish what hasn't been a great half for them, but they're hanging in there. Like they appeared on the face of it to be outplayed for considerable time. It was 7 points to 1 at one stage. They haven't scored. St. Ailbe's haven't scored in 16 minutes of play. The last 3 scores have gone, albeit a couple of them are from frees, to Monaghan. There's life in Monaghan yet.
There Rebecca? Is, and I suppose you can never write them off, like, because they'll always work hard. That's one thing about Monaghan, they'll always work hard. But I suppose to St. Ailbe's, they've had their purple patch. I think every team is going to get a run, and Monaghan just got that run there. So I think it'll be very interesting to see what's going to happen in the next few minutes of the game, because I think if St. Ailbe's can hold on to the ball, I think Monaghan will find it very hard. But if Monaghan can get a grip of this for the first 5 minutes, I think it could tell a lot, because like you said, Debs will be back on the pitch and it'll give them that boost, like they've been playing with 14 men. And I suppose they've been playing with 14 men, and they've probably played the best football that they have played in the game. Like, so you'd wonder what will happen now when Deborah come back on.
Absolutely, but it would appear, Rebecca, looking there in the last 10 minutes in particular, that the cohesion and the confidence that was in the St. Ailbe's defence, it has waned a bit. They're making inroads. Aisling Corbett has had a couple of good runs down here on the left. Players are making themselves available. Over on the far side, we have Amy Curtin causing ripples. Like, they're growing into the game, but have they left it late is the big question.
Yeah, it's hard to know, but they still have 15 minutes, I suppose, left. And look, I think if they keep giving that quick ball in, it's that quick ball that we were on about the whole time, that they started kicking it in, they started running off the shoulder. And look, I suppose this kick out will tell a lot now. If Monaghan can win it, it'll be great for them. Yep.
And they have done just that. And we have Grace Lee trying to set up. Debbie is back in action and is back into her searing runs. Oh, dodged beautifully in there. A beautiful ball from Debbie Murphy. Oh, and the kick from Amy Curtin. There was intention behind that, and it was to test the net, but it was blocked down, and St. Ailbe's come away. They come away now through Caroline Hickey. Caroline Hickey is held up. The referee says no, and he blows her for over carrying. I think it was a little harsh. I thought she seemed to be held up, but Monaghan won't mind.
She did have a chance to get rid of it if she had to. So
it's Debbie Murphy who has refueled in her 10 minutes in the bin, and she kicks it with the outside of her foot, and it's just gone wide. But it is a point that would have been crucial. It would have been a great resumption.
Great score as well off the side to boot if it went over. But I think Deborah's got a new lease of life since she came on the field now. So.
She has been re-energised. She couldn't wait to get out of the traps here. Short kick out this time is picked up by Rebecca Barry, lays it off to Emma Donnelly. Now it's in the safe hands of Niamh Ryan. Niamh Ryan to Sinead McNamara. Sinead McNamara to Emma Donnelly, who's going forward right up the middle. Emma, of course, daughter of Limerick All-Ireland winning manager Pat Donnelly, as is Emma and her sister Paula, daughters of the 2017 under-21 All-Ireland winning manager. Here we have a free now for Monaghan. It's Leanne Brown, who has been quite involved since she came in. She lays it off now to it's Laura Walsh, the cornerback, off to Aisling Corbett. Will Aisling go on one of those runs? She sidesteps Rebecca Barry, and she's going in toe to hand. She's going in towards the goal. She takes a shot, and it's gone into the net. It's a goal. It's a goal. It's a goal. Absolutely a goal. Absolutely fantastic play by a fantastic effort by Aisling. She really, we mentioned it during the break, the progress she was making up here, and that's a classic example of it. She matched it with the finish, Rebecca.
She did, and I was actually just going to say that I thought the free on Emma Donnelly was a bit harsh below when she was on the ground, and look what it turned out to be a goal. And like we were saying, the 3 balls that Aisling Corbett got, she did something with them, and that 4th ball then, look what she did. So I think Monaghan just found the rhythm, but it'll make an interesting finish now. Yeah,
very interesting finish. And the referee, you have to say, he's been totally consistent. You know, he's blown for charging, and he has been consistent. We cannot argue with it. Now Aoife Corbett takes the free. There is new urgency now in St. Ailbe's. Caroline Hickey, one of the most experienced players on the field, has possession, lays it off to Rebecca Barry. Rebecca Barry in turn lays it off to Sarah Ryan. Sarah Ryan to Caroline Hickey, getting more and more into the game. And now it is Maeve McNamara. Maeve McNamara into Niamh Kavanagh, and Niamh Kavanagh blasts it over the bar, and it puts St. Ailbe's back in front. It's a very, very well worked point, Rebecca.
Yeah, that was a great finish as well. The way she kicked it, such composure. And I think that's the same girl that plays on the Munster Sevens, isn't it? She plays Munster Sevens.
Yes.
Yeah, and just the way she kicked that, a lovely strike off the boot. You just knew where it was going straight over the bar. But
Because she's a sister of Mairead.
She's a sister of Mairead,
Yeah, Mairead, of course, a huge loss to St. Albans and I suppose to Limerick as well, you know, the fact that she's gone back home to Offaly, like.
Yeah, and Joe, it's credit to St. Albans for losing such a great, I suppose, striker.
Yeah.
That they're still able to, I suppose, get the scores when they need them. And like what a, I suppose, great response by them after that goal. They could have easily said, but the way they worked the ball up there and it came across and just striked it over the bar.
Absolutely, they found a new level of pace immediately after that score, and a new sense of urgency. Maybe they were gone a bit lax.
I was just about to say maybe it was kind of a bit of what would you say, like settle, like, or kind of no fear kind of was in them because the way they were playing the whole time. Yeah. And since Monaghan got the goal there, they've just kind of stepped it up the field again.
Yeah, but it was done with pace, with intent, and it appeared to be a completely new level. So
maybe it's what they were missing, that they were a bit too, I suppose, comfortable.
Maybe too comfortable, and. Like we had said, like that they hadn't altered the scoreboard while Debbie was off the field, and like they had gone 16 minutes without a score. But by God, it was worth waiting for that score. Referee. Oh, he's given a free to St. Albans. It's Niamh Kavanagh again now, who seems to be a sort of a target woman now at this stage. And it's St. Albans again, still on the attack. And it's Katie Heelan. Katie Heelan offloads it again to Niamh Kavanagh, who has made a big difference since she has come on in the last 5 minutes. And the ball at the moment is with Maeve McNamara, and it's absolutely no trouble at all to Aoife Corbett, who kicks it and has kicked it out over the sideline. There was nobody calling for it. Absolutely. Amy Curtin is looking back as much as to say, did they expect me to be an express train or something? The same Amy Curtin is on the ball now. And
it's Bridget, I think. It's Bridget Cahill.
Has laid it off to Bridget Cahill, who is fouled, takes the free quick, and it's all standing all alone. I think it was Rebecca Barry who gobbled it up, and it was actually Niamh Ryan, and they've returned the compliment at the other end, because it's Laurie O'Connor has set up an attack now for, and here comes Debbie again. Debbie Murphy going right through the middle, has got by two. She's got by Rebecca Barry. Her marker now lays it off into the corner inside for Katrina Davis. Oh, and Rena Donnelly touched the ball out over the inline. I'm not so sure that she needed to touch it, but I suppose safety first, Rebecca.
Yeah, no, I thought it was actually great goalkeeping the way she came out, because if she had stayed in the net, I think Katrina would have actually got touched it. Yeah. So that when she came out, she made it harder for Katrina to get it, and even if she did get a touch on it, I think it was the right call.
Yeah, it was safety first, I think, yeah. And it's played back to build from the back through Laurie O'Connor. Bridget Cahill that took the 45, and the ball now is over on the far side of the field again, and it's Ellie Whelan who was very clearly fouled there. A high tackle. The game very much still in the melting pot. Maybe Monaghan have weathered that immediate response from St. Albans, and it's Bridget Cahill coming in on the right, laying it off here to. Oh, it looked to me as if it was Grace Lee from here, and her shot went into the side netting. Still a promising move. There's life in Monaghan yet.
Yeah, I think since Deborah went off, Bridget Cahill has got more into the game, and she's running forward more, and I suppose that's what they need. And look, she's made nearly 2 great runs there that set up, I suppose, promising near what could have been scores. So she just needs to.
Yeah. Oh, that's very, very well. Well, Ella Whelan had an opportunity but didn't quite hold on to it, and the ball is kicked out over the sideline, this time by St. Albans, and it's going to be a line ball to Monaghan, which they're in a hurry to take because there are only 4 minutes of normal time left, and the ball now is kicked in, and it's Katrina Davis. Katrina Davis swings it into the middle to Amy Curtin. Amy Curtin back to Katrina Davis. The referee adjudged that Amy Curtin has been fouled, and here's a chance for Katrina Davis
Yeah, I thought it was a soft enough free. I didn't really see much in it, but look, it's another chance for the Monagate to go to level it again.
Yeah, it's certainly within Katrina. You'd back Katrina all day on this
no,
one, I
she
think.
should be putting these over anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. She's taking it off the ground. So, it came back off the post, and here's a chance for a chance for Aisling Corbett. The ball came back off the post, fell to Aisling Corbett. It was on her wrong foot, Rebecca.
It was, but I suppose a bit more composure there, and I suppose if it was more like Aisling's a young player, and if it was maybe more of an experienced player, she might just have taken her time, turned around, popped it over because she was so close.
Yeah.
All it needed was a tap.
Yeah, could have drawn the defender, and absolutely.
She has it again now anyway.
Meanwhile, Aisling Corbett is now trying to make amends. She's going in along the left again. She has made so much progress in the second half, and now we have Ella Whelan. Ella Whelan trying to start something. Debbie Murphy, and there's no doubt at all about that. Debbie Murphy is fouled, and it's a free again. And a chance for Katrina Davis.
Yeah, I don't know now if Rebecca Barry could be in trouble here, if she'll get a sin bin, or is it just be another ticking? No, just another ticking.
Another ticking.
I knew she was in the book from the earlier challenge.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is out of Katrina's range now.
Katrina's going for this one off the hand outside the semicircle.
She had the distance, but I suppose the accuracy was.
I would have thought for accuracy she would have gone for off the ground.
Yeah. Not too sure now, but like we said, they're the kind of frees that lost them the game last year, I suppose. Just taking them shots, whereas you'd wonder if she had tried to go on short and build again. But look, they have another chance here.
Here we have Amy Curtin attacking here again. Amy Curtin looking for a bit of support, and she gets it through Laurie O'Connor to Katrina Davis. Katrina Davis kicks it wide. Now it was from a very awkward angle, but these kind of wides at this stage must be sapping the confidence out of Monagate.
Yeah, it must be, like, because I feel like they have all the possession now, and you feel like that ALBs will just go up the field and get a point. That's the way the game has kind of been going.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But as it stands, and we're into the 29th minute of the game of normal time, it's 8 points for St. Albie's, 1-4 for Monagate. There's a foul here, over here on our left. It looks as if it's going to be a free in to Monagate, and it's Katrina Davis standing over it. We just wonder, will she kick from the ground this time?
I'm not sure what way the free is going to come, because Rebecca Barry actually had possession, and it was Ella Whelan who took it off her. So if anything, it should have been, but it looks like it is going to be free-in.
It looks like, I thought he indicated a free-in, Rebecca.
Okay,
I thought he did now.
Although Rebecca Barry had possession, so it'll be...
Your young eyes are sharper than mine, probably.
No, I think you're right, though. It is a free-in, but...
Katrina Davis seems very confident that
he's happy enough with it.
That the free is hers. And she's going to take it from her hand. I thought she was going to put it down there for a minute. I just wonder, I think it's outside her range.
Yeah. Because if you're trying to kick it that hard, your accuracy is going to be off. So is she? No, she's going for it again.
Yeah, she drops it in. It comes down. Oh, and Debbie Murphy takes a snapshot, and it goes wide of the post. That's the 12th wide for Monagate. Whilst St. Albie's have been far more economical, they've only misfired on 5 occasions.
Yeah. No, like we were already talking there, it was out of the range, and like that ball that was kicked in could have gone really anywhere. It was just pot luck that it fell to Deborah, and she got a shot off, but you just have to wonder.
Right, we're back here with the action again, and it's Paula Donnelly, and unlike Paula Donnelly taps it out over the sideline, giving the initiative back to Newcastle West. Laurie O'Connor takes it quick to Ellen Whelan. Ellen Whelan to Bridget Cahill. Bridget Cahill drops it, regains possession, is fouled by Caroline Hickey. The referee is
yellow here. Yeah,
it's given a yellow card to Caroline Hickey, I think. So Caroline Hickey will set out the remainder of this game unless we have extra time, and it could be crucial at this stage, Rebecca. because
like-
we're into the 32nd minute, and it's whatever time that Mike Flannery will decide that he will add on at this point, because we have had the water break and the whole lot. So we're basically on to time added on, but there have been a few injuries.
There had been, but
Yeah.
if St. Elvis can get this back, and they have.
Ball
Yeah.
meanwhile breaks there with Sinead McNamara. It's all shoulders on deck now. Niamh Ryan lays it off short to Aidan McNamara, and Mona Gay have conceded a free here in front of us. Rebecca Barry is down. She has been in the wars in the last.
I think it's Niamh Ryan. Yeah, it's Niamh Ryan.
Sorry, it's Niamh Ryan actually.
They're
that's
very
the-
alike.
Very, very alike. Ponytails are confusing, Rebecca. But what's not confusing is Emma Ryan racing down here on goal and down here on our right, delivers it into the centre. This looks promising, and we have Paula Donnelly. Paula Donnelly fists it across to Maeve McNamara. Maeve McNamara he gives it to Katie Heelan, and Katie Heelan could have sent over. What is the insurance point? It was. Mona Gay will wonder what has gone wrong at this stage. Like, they have had an amount of possession for the last, in the last 10 minutes, they've had the lion's share of possession, and instead of closing the 1 point gap, St. Ailbe's have doubled it, Rebecca.
Yeah, but St. Ailbe's in front of goals have much more composure. You just feel when the ball went up, they were always a threat, and they were getting their Emma Ryan, like the likes of Niamh Ryan was up there, Katie Heelan, Maeve McNamara. Like, you just felt like there was always a score going to come, even from any of them.
Yeah.
Whereas when Mona Gay, they've been very dependent on the one or two to try kick them balls over the bar, and that's been really the difference in the two.
Absolutely, and I suppose in a way the scoreline, whilst there's only 2 points in it, it's 9 scores to 5. I suppose it tells its own story.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Mona Gay trying to rescue the situation. Ashlyn Corbett was going for the ball there, was very clearly fouled, and it's a free to Mona Gay, which sends it across into the centre. It was Ella Whelan. Ella Whelan released it there to Bridget Cahill. Bridget Cahill in turn to Grace Lee. Her intended offload to Deborah Murphy was intercepted, and St. Ailbe's are happy to play the ball around here now, and it is Sarah Ryan gone up there, and it's a foul, and a free to St. Ailbe's, and I think they're hoping to wind down the clock at this stage.
There was it was a great interception there by Sarah Ryan. Like, she just read it so well, and you just felt when Mona Gay were on top there for the last few minutes, they just didn't get the scores that they needed. Like,
no. And that is just a simply magnificent catch by Niamh Kavanagh, and the referee has blown it for overcarrying. It appears to me it couldn't be nothing else.
No,
unless he says it was a charge.
I think he was given it first and she fell back, but yeah.
Yeah, I quite honestly, I didn't think she did any. Here we're coming again with Mona Gay. We're into last chance saloon territory, and this game needs a Mona Gay goal. Nothing else will save Mona Gay at this stage. And as you can probably hear, Mike Flannery says we've had enough. That's the final whistle. St. Ailbe's have retained their Limerick Senior Ladies Football title, and I suppose on merit, Rebecca. I don't think we can argue with it.
No, we can't, but I suppose you'd feel though Mona Gay, would you say, left it behind him as well, even although St. Ailbe's had played, I suppose, the better football throughout the whole game. But then for the last, you'd say, 10 minutes, Mona Gay could have actually come back and won it if they were, I suppose, steadied themselves in front of goals. And I suppose it's kind of a bit deja vu for Mona Gay, especially, I suppose, Katrina Davis taking them kicks. Maybe if she went short, it's hard to know.
But Rebecca, it's a damning statistic, 12 wides to 5.
Yeah.
You don't need a forensic examination of to realise where it went wrong or where it didn't happen.
No, and like I said there earlier on, any of the forwards for St. Ailbe's get the ball, you felt there could be a score coming. Whereas it was different on the Monaghan side. You were looking at Aisling Corbett, Katrine Davis and Amy Ryan, and that was maybe Deborah Murphy coming through the centre, but that was about it that caused the threat for looking like they were going to score. Whereas up at the other side, even Niamh Ryan was coming through, Caroline Hickey got a score. Do you know, it was Katie Heelan. Like, they had much more scores and people to stand up and actually take control of the game in comparison to Monaghan.
Yeah. Leanne Brown made a bit of an impact.
She did, yeah, and I think once they started giving the ball down the wings into Aisling Corbett, it was the game changer for them.
Yeah, but why did that not happen in the first half? They spread it wide with great effect in the second half. Apart from the goal that Aisling Corbett got, she was continuously making progress down the left here.
She was, yeah. I don't know. I suppose it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be like their game. I suppose with Karen missing, they're more of a running team, and you see Deborah running through there, and Karen was probably the one that was always up her shoulder. And if it wasn't her, I suppose Bridget Cahill got a turn. Yeah. But Bridget Cahill only kind of came into the last 10 minutes when she probably needed to be in the game for the whole 60 minutes, especially with Karen not being in the middle. And I think Karen was a huge loss bombing forward today for them.
Right, that concludes it here from the pristine, well-appointed grounds here in Knockaderry. It has ended the Limerick Ladies Senior Football Championship final, kindly sponsored by Elm Court Daybreak Ballyneety. Has ended on a scoreline of St. Ailbe's, the champions, 9 points. Monaghan, last year's runners up again this year, disappointingly, 1-4. Goodbye and God bless from Knockaderry.